Valerie Woods stopped being afraid the day the world finally believed her. The press called her brave. The courts called her essential. The public called her the woman who exposed a dynasty. Valerie called it survival. She stood in the glass-walled conference room of a temporary office she'd built from nothing, city skylines stretching behind her like a promise. Gone were the borrowed dresses, the cautious smiles, the woman who'd swallowed her pain to keep others afloat. This Valerie didn't beg. She decided. "Ms. Woods," the federal investigator said, closing his folder, "your testimony has changed everything." Valerie nodded calmly. "Good." When the room cleared, she exhaled slowly and felt it. Him. She didn't turn right away. Terry King stood by the door, suit darker than usual, face drawn with something unfamiliar. Uncertainty. "You shouldn't be here," Valerie said. "I know," he replied. She turned then, arms crossed. "You cut me off. You erased me. I was wrong. That's not an apology." His jaw tightened. "No. It's an admission." Silence stretched between them, heavy, unresolved. "I thought I was protecting my empire," Terry continued. "Instead, I protected my fear." Valerie's voice was steady. "You believed them over me." "Yes." The honesty landed harder than excuses ever could. "I don't expect forgiveness," Terry said quietly. "But I won't walk away again." She laughed softly. "You don't get to decide that." "I know," he said. "You do." For the first time, Terry Kings wasn't asking for control. He was asking for a chance. Weeks passed. Valerie declined interviews. She rejected investors who spoke over her. She built something smaller but cleaner, transparent, hers. And Terry stayed where she left him, present, patient, watching from a distance. He sent no gifts, made no demands. Only one message, once. "I'm here, if you ever want me to be." The night she finally let him back in, it wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. They stood on her balcony, city humming below, neither touching. "I don't need saving," Valerie said. "I know," Terry replied. "That's why I want you." She studied him. "This isn't obsession." His lips curved faintly. "It's worse. It's choice." She stepped closer, slowly, deliberately. "When you left," she said, "you broke something. I know. You don't get the old me back." "I don't want her," Terry said. "I want the woman who burned the world down and rebuilt it." Her breath caught. This time, when she kissed him, it wasn't careful. It was earned. Months later, Valerie stood at the head of the table in a boardroom once owned by her family. Now it answered to her. Terry sat beside her, not above, not ahead. An equal. When the meeting ended, he leaned close and murmured, "You don't need me." She smiled. "No. I choose you." For a man who had controlled everything his entire life, it was the most devastating and beautiful thing he'd ever heard. Outside, the city waited, and Valerie Woods stepped into it. Not as someone's replacement, not as a pawn, not as a wife by obligation, but as a woman who had rewritten every vow on her own terms. And Terry Kings? He would spend the rest of his life proving he was worthy of standing beside her. Not because she was his wife, but because she was the one woman who had survived him and still chose him anyway. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to Urban Folks TV so you never miss the next emotional romance series. Would you have forgiven Terry Kings? Or walked away forever? Share this story with someone who loves billionaire romance, forced marriage, and powerful female leads. And if you want a bonus epilogue or a new dark romance series, let me know in the comments. Your support decides what comes next.